Hi, it's Bill Miles, photographer, director, and creator of Visual Media Mastery. If you're an online entrepreneur, this is the place to be to learn tips and skills that will elevate your video, live cast, and photography for greater engagement and conversions. This is part 3 of a video mini-series where we're talking about how to get the most out of your next personal brand shoot. We've talked about the importance of a personal brand library shoot for your business and how it can really elevate your brand and give you the assets you need for so many applications. And then we talked about how you can show up better in front of the camera, right? We talked about better self-care, understanding your worth, getting the support you need. In this video, I'm going to talk about thinking bigger. I want to show you how you can think bigger in order to get more out of your shoot. Most entrepreneurs, when they think about a photo shoot, they've got a specific agenda. They need a new image for their website refresh, or they need something to go along with a new sales page or something like that. Well, I want you to start thinking much bigger than that about the different possibilities that you can get out of a photo shoot. So the first idea I want to present to you is to imagine more applications for images, right? So you know that you coming to a photo shoot for some images, I want you to think, how can I get more out of this? Here are some of the ways you'll use your library of images. Your website, and it's not just the main pictures for your website, but eventually you'll have more pages that you develop and you'll need pictures for those as well. Social media, that's an obvious one, right? But think about how you might use them across different platforms and some horizontals and some verticals and have variety that you can use to post even similar content but with a fresh image. You're going to use them for collaborations. If you were doing interviews, if for example somebody wants you to be on their podcast and they want to promote it with a picture, you're going to need photographs for that. Any PR opportunities that come up or events that maybe you're invited to speak at, you're going to need photographs for that. You'll create sales pages and landing pages, and you're going to need a variety of images to support those as well. And maybe you'll develop new products. Maybe you'll develop training products or meditations or whatever it may be. And you're going to need photographs for those as well. There are so many ways you're going to use these images. Hey, when Oprah calls you and says that she's going to have you on her show, you need to have pictures to help promote that, right? It could happen, and it definitely will happen to you. Something like that is going to happen to you that you have not expected, and you have to be prepared for it. That's what separates pros. They always have this backlog of images. They have this library of images that prepares them for any need, and it's still consistent output. So a little sidebar to this, when you're shooting, make sure that your photographer covers different formats, square, vertical, horizontal, because you're going to have different needs, right? For your website, you may need horizontals. For certain formats of social media, you may need horizontals. For other formats, you may need verticals. It's great to have a variety so that you're not trying to crop into something in a way that doesn't work so well. Also think about having yourself off-center and having white space or open space around, because you may want to put copy there or pictures or something else in there. So it's always good to play with not only the format of horizontal and vertical, but also the position of you within the scene so that you have room for copy and other applications. All right, idea number 2 is to repurpose your images. You create a piece of content, and how can you repurpose that? Maybe you've done an interview. Well, maybe you can splice that up into smaller pieces for little social media posts and so forth. And you can use new images to accompany these different pieces that you've spliced it into. That's another reason you want to have a library, so you've got depth of pictures to cull from, right? Repurposing is the holy grail for getting the most out of your brand shoot. And the last idea is going to be for you to create a shot list and a mood board for your shoot. Now, maybe you do this if you've done shoots before. A lot of people don't, but it's so important. So this is how it works. Now that you've thought about different ways, different applications for your shots, and you've thought about different ways that you can repurpose the images, I want you to create a shot list, and it's a list of all the different things that you would like to have photographs of. You may not get to them all, and you can prioritize them, but at least create a shot list. So you may think, I really need pictures of me in the garden, or I need pictures of me in the kitchen or in my office, or I want pictures interacting with other people, or I need some clean portraits and I want to have white space around in order for some copy. You have a whole wish list of what you want to get out of the shoot. Then you can settle in with your photographer and figure out what's the most important ones to get and how you can get them. But having a shot list lets you know what you can get and also communicates to your photographer what's possible and what's necessary. All right, that's how you're going to engineer a successful shoot. The importance of a mood board is to communicate creatively how you would like your aesthetic conveyed. So what does that mean? Are you an upbeat kind of a person? Are you a quieter, more studied kind of a person? Do you want your brand to reflect conservative values? Do you want your brand to reflect pop art and really sort of hip culture? These are all ideas, and I know they sound a little vague in words, but you can put visuals to them. For example, if you cull through magazines or social media or websites of people in the space that they don't even have to be in your space, but you like what they're putting out there, copy those down, put them on a whiteboard. I like to print them out and put them on a board physically so I can see them on a wall. You can also use Pinterest for this if you like to be digital. But get this sense of style. Is it colorful or is it muted? Do you like black and white or do you like bold, brilliant colors? Do you like being with open, natural space or in the woods or on the beach? Or are you better off being in a library or in an office or in a quiet room? What your brand is about will help you identify where and how you want your images to look. But giving mind time to this, creating a mood board for both the style and locations that you might want to use will help communicate to the photographer what you want out of the pictures. And again, this is how you engineer a successful shoot. I like to take the concept of a mood board even farther and actually include images about the energy. It can be hairstyle, it can be the personality, whether the subject is really alive or whether they're a little more serious, the tone and feel. So go as far as you want. You can't go overboard on this. The more description, the more visual description you can give to your shoot, the better off you're going to be, the more success you're going to have, the more aligned the shoot's going to be with your vision. And a word about locations. Once you have figured out your shot list and trying to identify the locations, think about locations that will give you multiple opportunities for different shots, because every time you move from one environment to another, it can eat up time. I like to generally focus on 2 major locations in a day. So maybe we'll be around the home in the morning, and that may include kitchen and office and garden and things like that. And then the afternoon may be a location completely separate. Maybe it's a beach or a park or an office or a studio or somewhere else. I don't know what it'll be for you, but think about locations that will give you the most amount of variety without a big physical move. Sometimes it can maybe even be a little move. You may find in your living room that if you point the camera one way, it can become a big open space. You point it another and it's a cozy little library nook. So just have fun with it, think through it, think strategically about all the elements of your shot. So to recap on this video, there are the 3 tenets of imagining more applications for your shoot, repurposing images and content for your shoot, and then creating a shot list and a mood board so that you're very clear on what you want to accomplish in a visual sense, and you're organized in terms of the logistics and making sure that the most important shots you get covered. That's a formula for a great shoot. So the next and last video in this series is going to be how to find and vet a photographer that's perfect for your brand shoot. That's a hurdle for a lot of people. They don't know where to go to find the resources. So I'll help you through that. Until then, happy creating, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.